Win by a 9-1 margin. Junior right-hander Brady Thompson going to the mound for the Go Hawks here in game number 2. And he will be opposed by John Will Jenkins. He'll pick up where he left off in game number 1. This will be Decora's lineup here in game number 2. Joe Kanoki at second base. Gabe Varney in center field. Dawson Meyer, the designated hitter for the pitcher, John Will Jenkins. At first base, Jake Marlowe, the shortstop, Brandon Hogan. At first base, at the catching position, Ian Smith. In right field, Dawson Hocklesvik. The shortstop, Ryan Thorsten, or rather the third baseman, Ryan Thorsten. And Cole Minks will be the left fielder. Game 2 about ready to begin. Vikes way too generous in game number 1. And the Go Hawks are a good enough team offensively. They're going to hurt you on your own. And Go Hawks had 8 hits in game number 1, but also the Vikings gave them 7 free bases via errors. They didn't walk anybody, but they hit 2 men as well. So the Vikes were as generous, in fact, a little bit more generous than the Go Hawks were effective offensively. As Joe Kanoki takes the first pitch high, 1 ball, no strikes. He appeared as a courtesy runner in game number 1 as game number 2 gets underway here at 7:22. Thompson ready, the 1-0, swinging a foul tip at the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. Similar defense in game number 2 for the Go Hawks. Jackson Little in left, Cole Havlovic in center, and in right field, Jordan Chandler at third base, Dalton Steer, Dalton Graven at short, Camry Moore at second, Josh Burris at first. 1-1, swinging a foul back to the screen. It is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hunter Destival behind the plate, and Brady Thompson on the hill. Kanoki, Varney, and Meyer here in the first inning for Decorah. The 1-2 delivery, swinging a miss at a high fastball. Kanoki down on strikes, 1 down here in the inning. And the batter is Gabe Varney.
Next up for the Vikings.
Varney in game number 1 was 1 for 1 with a walk and a sacrifice. He also scored Decorah's lone run. A 9-1 win for the Go Hawks in game number 1. Varney, the left-hand hitter against the right-hander Thompson. And the first pitch from Brady outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Thompson kicks and deals. Pitch blown away. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Thompson in for the sign from Destival. And the 1-1 delivery, a chopper right in front of the plate. It's a foul ball as it hit Varney while he was in the batter's box. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Coach O not happy with the call. Coach O usually doesn't say a lot to umpires, so he must have really disagreed with that call, but nonetheless, it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count, and here's a little roller up the first base side. Charging at second is Moore. He gloves it. He throws to first base to get Varney by a step. And there's 2 down here in the inning.
To the plate with 2 outs now for Decorah. Designated hitter number 4, Dawson Meyer.
2 down. And nobody on. No score here in the second. Dawson Meyer, the batter. Meyer 1 for 3. In game number 1, as the pitch goes low, 1 ball, no strikes. This is always the interesting things in the games of baseball and softball. Really no other team sport like it. Decorah a little bit down in the dumps as ground ball goes to the third base side. It gets underneath the pitcher, the third baseman, and the shortstop, and Meyer will get an infield hit. It got by Thompson, who lunged to the third base side. Steer charged. He couldn't get it. Graven charged. He couldn't get it. Nobody touched it, so it's a hit.
20.
And
For the Vikings, first baseman, number 17, Jacob Marlowe.
two down and a runner at first. And Marlowe will be the batter. Runner at first, two down. Pitch low and in the dirt. It hops away from Destival to his left. So Meyer up to second base on the wild pitch. One ball and no strikes on Marlowe. Marlowe was 0 for 3 in game number 1. The point I was about to make. Go Hawks look good in their victory. Decorah, frankly, looked poor in their loss. And here a half an hour later, you got to play another ball game that counts just as much as the first game. That one sliced into right center field and a base hit. Dawson Meyer rounding third. He's going to come to the plate and score without a play. A 2-out RBI single for Jake Marlowe. And for the first time in 2016, the Vikings lead the Go Hawks. So an infield hit for Meyer. And Marlowe with a 2-out single to right. A 1-0 lead for Decorah, and Brandon Hogan will look to keep it going. Hogan was 2 for 2 in game number 1. Thompson working out of the stretch. And the first pitch to Brandon is low. 1 ball, no strikes. Marlowe. 3 strides off the bag at first, held on there by Burish. A below the belt set from Thompson, and the pitch. Hot shot towards second. Camry Moore to his left to field. He'll throw on to first base to retire Hogan. And that's that for the first inning. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. 1/2 inning complete. Decorah 1 and Waverly-Shell Rock coming to bat. The Go Hawks will bat this way. Dalton Graven at short. Dalton Steer at third. Camry Moore at second. Josh Burrish at first. Jackson Little in left field. Cole Havlovic in center. Tanner Krieger, the DH for the pitcher. Brady Thompson, Hunter Destival, the catcher, and Jordan Chandler, the right fielder. So John Will Jenkins going to get the start here in game number 2. He threw an inning and 2/3, gave up 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned, walked 1, and did not strike out anybody in game number 1. Hogan started, went 4.5, and took the loss. He's now 4-1 in game number 1. I know John Will now can go 5 1/3 innings in this one, or actually he could go the whole 7 if necessary, because you can only pitch 9 in 1 day. I know Decorah was warming up Tom Kanoki in between games, and Kanoki coming off victory against Waterloo Columbus on Wednesday night. He looked pretty effective doing it. And he would be ready to go if necessary. If but if the Decorah isn't going to play any better defense than they did in game number 1, it isn't going to matter. As that one smacked into center and a base hit. Dalton Graven was on base all 4 times in game number 1. Gets a single to center to start here in game number 2. And Dalton Steer, who is 2 for 3 with a hit batter, 2 runs scored, and an RBI in game number 1, will be the batter here. Go Hawks 1, game 1, 9-1. Decorah leads here in game 2, 1-0. John Will with a belly high set. And the first pitch is low and in the turf. 1 ball, no strikes. Minks left, Varney center, and Dawson Hocklesvik in right for Decorah. Thorsten third, Hogan second. Hogan short at Kanoki second, and at first Marlowe. Ground ball to short, and Hogan. Hogan will go to Kanoki at second and get the out there. That's the only out they'll get, but they do get the lead runner. So a 6-4 force out, 1 down in the inning, and the batter is Camry Moore. Marlowe at first, Ian Smith behind the plate, and John Will Jenkins on the hill. Camry Moore was 1 for 4 with an RBI in game number 1. Runner at first, 1 down. The pitch to Moore, sliced foul, right side and out of play. It is no balls and 1 strike. For a 2-out RBI single from Jake Marlowe in inning number 1. To score Dawson Meyer, who reached on an infield single with 2 outs. Got to second on a wild pitch. And here's the pause in the pitch. Runner goes pitch high, throw down to second base, not in time. Steer got an excellent jump off of John Will Jenkins, and he's at second with one down. It's a 1-1 count on the number 3 hitter in the Go Hawk lineup. The pause by John Will, look at second, a second look at second, and the 1-1 delivery low and in the turf. 2 balls and 1 strike now on Camry Moore. Everybody in the Go Hawk lineup in game number 1 reached base safely at least once. Runner goes again, pitch swung on, fouled away. Right side now to play. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Perhaps a little bit of a cross-up on the signals there with the runner at second base, so Ian Smith comes out to the mound to make sure him and John Will are on the same page. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Away from second is Steer. The pause by John Will, look at second. The 2-2 delivery low and in the turf. Again, it's 3 balls, 2 strikes. And a whirl and a throw to second base, and it's into center field, but Steer stumbled as he got up, so he couldn't advance. And Varney charged hard to make sure the advancement would be minimal. So 3 balls, 2 strikes with 1 down. Kanoki playing cat and mouse with Steer out at second base. The pause by John Will. Steer comes set and the pitch goes high, ball 4, and Stiller takes off and takes third.
Runners at the corners.
So Moore at first, Steer at third, and Josh Burrish will be the batter. Burrish in game number 1 was 1 for 3. He had a 2-run triple and a run scored. He was also hit by a pitch. Go Hawks trailing 1-0, but they're threatening here in the bottom of the first inning. And the pitch, fastball outside edge, taken for a strike, and it's 0-1. Pitch, a strike again, and it's 0-2 now. The pause by John Will, the 0-2 sails high on an off-speed offering. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 delivery, swinging a foul. Burrish fouled off a pretty good curve from John Will that time. So we stay put at 1-2. First and third, 1 down. Bottom of the first, Decorah leading 1-0. The pause by John Will, and the 1-2 grounded up the middle and through for a base hit. Steer will score, Moore to second, and we're tied at 1. So Burrish now with 3 RBIs in the doubleheader.
First run of the game for the Go Hawks.
First and second, 1 in, 1 down. Jackson Little with the batter.
For Jackson Little.
Little was 1 for 4, and an RBI and a run scored, as well as a triple in game number 1. A 1-1 game, first and second with 1 down. Jenkins comes set in the pitch outside corner for or just off the corner, I guess. 1 ball, no strikes. And John Will steps off and sends Moore back diving to the bag at second. Of course, with the turf infield, you don't get dirty down here. Get little pellets across the jersey, but nothing else. Long pause by Jenkins. He'll come to the plate with the 1-0. This one a breaking ball on the inner half to the left hand, hitting Little for a strike. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Moore away from second, Burrish away from first. 1-1, swing and a pop-up foul. Straight back and out of play. So John Will gets ahead of Little again. He got ahead of Burrish before giving up a base hit on a 1-2 offering. The pause and the 1-2 delivery sails outside for 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Little. The Lions score even, 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors for each side in the early going. The 2-2 delivery, swinging a fly ball out at short is Hogan. The infield fly rule has been called as Hogan makes the catch in shallow center field for the second out here in the first inning. So 2 down. And the batter will be Cole Pavlovic. He was 0 for 4, reached base twice on errors, and had an RBI in game number 1. Go Hawks scored 3 of their 9 runs with 2 outs in game number 1 as Jenkins steps off. And Jenkins whirls and throws to second base. And Moore back to the bag diving. Kanoki couldn't hang on to the ball. John Will paying a lot of attention to Moore out at second base. Burish an RBI single to tie the game earlier on in this frame as the pitch goes low to Cole Havlovic. 1 ball, no strikes. We started out with sunny skies. Sky is kind of hazy right now. The pause, a look back at second. A long pause and the 1-0. Swinging a foul towards the third base Go Hawk dugout. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Marlowe a 2-out RBI single in the first for Decorah. Burish a 1-out RBI single in this frame. Ground ball towards short. Hogan will field. He'll throw on to first base to retire Pavlovic and the side in the first inning. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 2 runners left. We're 1 inning complete. We are tied at 1.
In the first inning, both teams with 1 run, 2 hits.
Both teams with 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors in that first inning. Go Hawks won game 1 of the doubleheader 9-1. First pitch high and tight to Ian Smith. 1 ball, no strikes. Smith 0 for 2 with a walk in game number 1. The 1-0 delivery is low and away. It's 2 balls and no strikes from Brady Thompson. We are tied at 1 here in the top of the second inning of game number 2. Thompson looks in at Destival for the side, swinging a fly ball away. Foul and out of play. Two balls, 1 strike to count on Smith. And the 2-1 delivery high and tight to Smith. It's now 3 balls and 1 strike. Thompson got the first 2 batters easily in that first inning, but after that he ran into some trouble and the Vikes were able to muster across the run. Pitch low and away, ball 4. So Smith gets on to start the second inning. Smith will reach first base and the courtesy runner will be Cam Korsness. And the batter will be Dawson Hocklesvik. Hocklesvik did not play in game number 1, getting the start here in game number 2. Dawson on the varsity is 0 for 3 this year. Or rather 0 for 4 this year. Steer in on the green turf at third. Korsness takes the lead at first. Burish holds him on there. Hocklesvik squaring to bunt, does so right in front of the plate. Bare hand pickup made by Destival, and he'll throw on to Burish at first base. Sacrifice complete, 2-3. So Korsness moves to second on the play.
Now for the Vikings, and batting third baseman, number 22, Ryan Thorsten.
As Hocklesvik does his job, the batter will be Ryan Thorsten. Thorsten was 1 for 3 in game number 1. Vikings did have 6 hits in that game. They got runners on, but they had trouble moving them up after that point. The pause and the pitch, swinging a foul. Right side, into the backstop to the right of home plate. No balls and 1 strike to count. Away from second, Korsness. Moore, the second baseman, plays cat and mouse with him back there. The pause by Thompson in the 0-1, low and in the turf. 1 ball, 1 strike. The count on Thorsten. Smith got a leadoff walk this frame. Korsness ran for him, and Hocklesvik got him to second base. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. The pause and the 1-1 delivery. That one taken at the letters for a strike on a hanging breaking ball, and it's 1-2. One and two. Swing and a fly ball out in the left center field. Angling over is Jackson Little. He'll make a two-handed chest-high catch in medium depth left field for out number 2. 2 down. Korsnes still at second. And the batter will be Cole Minks. Minks was 0 for 2. Did reach on an error in game number 1. Vikings got their run with 2 outs in the first inning. Minks trying to repeat that trend right here. 1-1 game, top of the second. Long pause by Thompson, and the pitch is low. It is 1 ball, no strikes on Cole Minks. Joe Kanoki in the top of the order, hoping for a turn on deck. Thompson, the junior right-hander, comes set below the belt. And the 1-0 to Minks is a fastball up for 2 balls, no strikes. Away from second is Korsnes. And the 2-0 delivery caught the corner outside edge. The right hand hitting Minks, it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Moore playing a little cat and mouse with Korsnes out at second with 2 down. The 2-1 delivery missed outside. It's now 3 balls and 1 strike. Of course, a walk doesn't kill the Go Hawks with first base open, and a guy on deck that Thompson struck out the first time up. 3 balls, 1 strike with 2 down. The 3-1 delivery is up for ball 4. Second walk of the inning for Thompson.
Top of the lineup.
Korsnes second, Minks first. Kanoki with a 2-out RBI chance. He struck out swinging the first, 0 for 1. 1-1 game, top half the second inning. Go Hawks won game 1 by a 9-1 margin. Left-hand hitter against the right-handed Thompson. The pause and the pitch to Joe is well up. 1 ball, no strikes. Minks getting a good lead at first base as Burrish plays behind him. Raven, the shortstop, playing cat and mouse. Has Kanoki swings and fouls one third base side and out of play. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. That goes into the crowd here on the third base side. As bleachers are set up just to the left and just to the right of a press box area, which we stand on the roof of. 1 ball, 1 strike. New facility been built here on the first base line. I don't know if the high school uses it, but there's a clubhouse for Wartburg over there, as well as a indoor hitting cage. 1 ball, 1 strike count, and the 1-1 delivery sails high for 2 balls and 1 strike. Not exactly sure when the Go Hawks started playing here. Can remember back to the mid-90s, the 2 ball, 1 strike count. The pause and the 2-1 delivery is low. It's now 3 balls and 1 strike on Kanoki. I know I talked to Devin Johnson in between games, and I believe Devin was a 92 graduate, and he always played in back of Waverly-Shell Rock High School. 3 balls, 1 strike the count. A long pause by Thompson and the 3-1 up for ball 4. Third walk of the inning for Thompson. And now Gabe Varney is going to get a chance. Korsnes at third, Minks at second, Kanoki at first. And Destival going to go out and have a chat with Thompson. Varney grounded to second his first time up 0 for 1. But he reached base twice in game number 1.
Loaded for the Vikings.
Bases loaded, all on bases on balls here in the second. And Varney will be the batter. He grounded to second in the first 0 for 1. Korsnes third, Minks second, and Kanoki at first. Thompson back to the windup, and the pitch to Varney is a swing and a foul, third base side, and out of play as it's hit back towards the railroad tracks, which run directly behind Hurdle Field. No balls and 1 strike to count. This is the first time in a few batters that Thompson has gotten ahead of a Viking hitter. 0-1 delivery, grounded towards first, fielded behind the leg by Burrish. He takes 2 steps forward and retires the side. So 3 walks and 3 runners left. We are an inning and a half complete. Waverly-Shell Rock 1, Decorah 1. Bottom of the second inning we go. It's a 1-1 game. Decorah got 3 bases on balls in the first inning, but couldn't get anything across. Bottom of the second inning we go. Tanner Krieger will be the batter. Winning pitcher in game 1, DH here in game 2. He'll look at a strike, nothing in 1. Krieger was 1 for 3 with a walk in game number 1. I want to publicly thank Molly Hocklesvik for refilling my water bottle. The 0-1 slice towards right field and a base hit. So Krieger goes the other way and gets the third base hit for the Go-Hawks. Runner at first, nobody out. Go-Hawks get their leadoff runner on for the second consecutive frame.
13, Hunter Dustable.
Runner at first, nobody out. Hunter Destival, the batter. The Go-Hawk catcher was 1 for 4, had a double. And his courtesy runner scored once in game number 1 as Destival hammers one towards center field. That'll land in front of Varney for a base hit. So back-to-back singles here in the second inning for the Go-Hawks. First and second with nobody out, and
For the
Ryan Willis
to run is number 15, Ryan Willis.
will run at first base for the Go-Hawks.
20, right fielder Jordan Chandler.
And Jordan Chandler will be the batter. Chandler played but did not bat in game number 1. He played the first 4 innings defensively out in right field before Krieger was lifted, and then he went out to right field. First and second, nobody out. Go-Hawks 4 hits in the first 8 batters that John Willis faced in this game. Chandler, a right-hand hitter against the right-hander Jenkins as Chandler bunts up the third base side. Barehand pickup made by John Will. Throw to first base is wild and up the first base line. Krieger will score. Willis coming to the plate. Relay throw from Hogan. Not in time, or from Hocklesvik, not in time. A throwing error by John Will Jenkins makes it a 3-1 ball game. They're going to give Chandler a base hit on the bunt single, and the 2 runs will score on the throwing error by John Will Jenkins. Runner at second, nobody out. Dalton Graven will be the batter. Single to center his first time up, and a breaking ball over for a strike, nothing in 1. So the Go-Hawks with 3 unanswered after the Vikings scored 1 in the top of the first inning. The 0-1 swung on, hammer towards right center field. After it is Hocklesvik. He ain't going to get there, and it's going to go all the way to the track. Scoring easily is Chandler. Graven moving to third. He'll be in sliding without a play. So a 4-1 lead for Waverly-Shell Rock as Dalton Graven has been a headache for Decorah pitching tonight. Graven has been up 6 times. He has reached base 6 times. Still nobody out here in the inning.
Next up for the Go-Hawks, third baseman.
It looks like Tom Kanoki is warming up down in the Decorah bullpen. Up the right field side as Steer hammers one foul, first base side. No balls and 1 strike. Steer hit into a force play and scored in the first inning. So a 3 spot with nobody out here in the third. 2 of the runs unearned. But there's where statistically you could make a little bit of a argument that they should be earned since the error was on the pitcher. 4-1 the score. Go Hawks on top here in the bottom of the second inning. The 0-1 delivery. That one hit towards third. Diving attempt by Thorsten. He can't get there. And safe at first base will be Steer. Thorsten dove and ended up one-hopping it. We'll give that one a hit, as Thorsten made a pretty good effort on the play, but couldn't quite get there. And it's first and third with nobody out and 3 in. Cameron Moore, the batter, he drew a walk in the first inning.
Runners at the corners now for the Go Hawks. And batting second baseman, number 2, Camry Moore.
So the Go Hawks have reached with 5 of the first, or rather 8 of the first 11 men to reach the plate. As the pitch goes outside, 1 ball, no strikes, 5 straight hits here in the second inning as more swings and fouls went away. No ball, or 1 ball, 1 strike to count. 1-1 the count with nobody out yet here in the second inning. Runner goes, pitch is low and in the turf, so taking second on their own will be Dalton Steer. So at third base, it's Graven. At second base, it's Steer. And here's a pop-up straight back foul ball. And that one is going to land out of play and lands right in front of us. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That one got by the protective netting and landed with the folks sitting in the front row. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count with nobody out. The pitch way outside. Smith able to backhand it, but he can't find it. John Will finds it for him, and no runner advancement. It was a low and in the turf pitch. Ian backhanded it. It caromed to his left. It got directly behind the dirt cutout of the turf, and it didn't allow any runners to reach. Ground ball to third, picked up there by Thorsten. He'll throw across the diamond to retire Moore. 1 away here in the second inning. So Thorsten able to keep the runner at third. It was a pretty hard hit ball by Moore as well. 3 in, second and third, 1 down. Josh Burrish, the batter, an RBI single in the first inning. A 4-1 lead for the Go Hawks as the floater goes high and tight on Burrish. 1 ball and no strikes to count. The pause, the 1-0. Swinging a foul right side out of play. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Is that one going to hit nearly to a stream that runs along the ballpark here. The pitch swung on and missed. A breaking ball down and away, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. The pause and the 1-2, swing and a miss. Good breaking ball down and away from John Will as he gets his first strikeout of game number 2.
Next up for the Go Hawks,
2 down in the inning, and the batter is Jackson Little. Little popped to short his first time up 0 for 1. Second and third, 2 down, 4-1 Go Hawks as John Will throws a curve. Swinging and missing is Little, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Well, the top of the league is still tied. I just got a message. The 0-1 delivery, ground ball, first base side. It's a foul ball just to the left of the bag is where Marlowe fielded it, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. Or the right of the bag that way. Directions were never easy for me. 2 strikes to nothing with 2 on and 2 out here in the third. John Will comes set in the 0-2 delivery, swinging a foul back to the protective netting behind home plate. When they redid this stadium a couple years ago, they went to the protective netting as compared to a fence on the back stop. I know a lot of new stadiums are going to that. The 0-2 delivery, swinging a foul at the plate. So we'll do it again at no balls and 2 strikes on Little. I know in the remodeled Luther baseball and softball stadiums, I believe they are doing that. Those projects going on right now. The 0-2 delivery, that one sails up for 1 ball, 2 strikes on Jackson Little. Long second inning for Decorah. 5 straight hits for the Go Hawks, and 3 runs have scored. They lead at 4-1. The 1-2 delivery low and away, and a nice stop by Ian Smith as it was in the turf. Ian got the chest protector in front of that one as compared to trying to backhand it or forehand it and just get the glove in front of it. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 down. 2-2 delivery, breaking ball down and in. It's now 3 balls and 2 strikes. So it'll be the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up between Little and Jenkins. The 3-2 delivery, swing and a miss. Good off-speed pitch from John Will Jenkins. And he gets out of the headache, but not before. 3-run score, 5 hits. 1 error and 2 left. We are 2 innings complete. It is Waverly-Shell Rock leading 4-1.
5 hits with no errors.
4-1 Waverly-Shell Rock as we go to the 3rd inning. 7 hits for the Go-Hawks, 2 for Decorah, and 1 error for Decorah. As we go to the 3rd inning, Dawson Meyer got a 2-out rally going in the 1st inning for Decorah. He got an infield hit. A wild pitch got him to 2nd, and Jake Marlowe got him home with the single to right. The Vikings had a 1-0 lead. Go-Hawks got one back on a Josh Burrish 1-out RBI single in the 3rd, and 5 straight hits and 1 Decorah error. Led to 3 runs for the Go-Hawks in the 2nd. First ball swinging is Meyer, and he grounds one foul. As Steer fields it to the left of the bag. No balls and 1 strike. Thompson has walked 3, struck out 1, and thrown 37 pitches through now his 2+ innings. The junior right-hander for the Go-Hawks. The 0-1 delivery. That one inside as Dawson spins away from it. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. I was about to say in the last inning, 1 ball, 1 strike count, and the pitch. Swinging a foul, right side out of play. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes on Meyer. That one bouncing off the rim of the vehicle of Waverly-Shell Rock Athletic Director Dave Litterer. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. And the 1-2 delivery to Meyer, ground ball towards short, fielded on 2 hops by Graven, who will throw on to first base to retire Meyer. 1 away here in inning number 3. 1 down, nobody on, and the batter is Jake Marlowe. He got an RBI single to right back in inning number 1. 4-1 Go-Hawks as we play the top of the 3rd. Go-Hawks won game 1 of the doubleheader 9-1. New Hampton defeated Owine in game 1 of their doubleheader by a 9-8 margin. So the loss column still even between those 2 teams at the top of the league. Curveball down and into Marlowe. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 delivery, swinging a foul, right side, out of play. Of course, Go-Hawks finished 2nd in the league last year, and they were the best 3A team in the league and ended up being the best 3A team in the state, winning the state title. 1-1 delivery, swing and a miss. It is 1 ball and 2 strikes now. So Thompson ahead of the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 delivery is low. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Jake Marlowe. Two-two to Marlowe. Low and in the dirt. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. This is Vikings Radio 1240, KDEC Decorah, and KDECradio.com. Darren Swenson from Hurdle Field on the campus of Wartburg College in Waverly. Northeast Iowa Conference baseball tonight. The 3-2 delivery is swung and fouled away. And we'll do it again at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Go-Hawks leading game 2 of this doubleheader 4-1. They won game 1 by a 9-1 margin. Decorah helped them out with 7 errors. Pitch low and away, ball 4. Marlowe reaches for the 2nd time here in game 2. Vikes got a 1-0 lead on a Marlowe 2-out RBI single in the 1st, but the Go-Hawks have come back with 1 in the 1st and 3 in the 2nd. Runner at first, 1 down. Brandon Hogan, the batter, grounded to 2nd to end the 1st 0 for 1. He's 2 for 3 in the doubleheader, and he sprays 1 foul, first base side, not a play. No balls and 1 strike. Down to the nitty-gritty of the season. 6 games remaining on the schedule for Decorah. They'll play 4 next week, 2 non-conference, 1 conference doubleheader. Tuesday is Decorah's off night in conference play. 0-1 delivery, just missed the outside edge, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Decorah will be at Clayton Ridge Tuesday night. Go to West Delaware Wednesday night. And then Friday they will host Charles City. The final conference date. The 1-1 is low and in the turf. 2 balls and 1 strike. Nice stop by Destival behind the plate to avoid runner advancement. Two and 1 the count. The pause by Thompson in the pitch. Outside corner for a strike. Snap throw to first base. Back to the bag. Diving is Marlowe. So it's 2 and 2 now on Hogan. And a week from Monday night, Decorah will be at Cedar Falls and host Waterloo West to close out regular season play. That'll be the final home date of the season on the 12th of July. 2 and 2 on the pitch. Hogan chases a high one and pops one foul. First base side and out of play. And that sent a few Decorah fans scattering. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The count remains on Brandon Hogan. Go Hawks 9-1 in game 1. They lead this one 4-1 in the top of the third. Marlowe 3 strides off the bag at first. Thompson in at Destival for the sign. He comes to a below the belt set and the 3-2. Slice down the right field line. That is fair and will go into the corner. Marlowe will reach third base. Hogan will stay put at first. First and third with 1 out here in the top of the third for Decorah. So Hogan now 3 for 4 in the doubleheader. Vikes have him at the corners with 1 down. Ian Smith will be the batter. He walked his first time up in the second.
The catcher, number 5, Ian Smith.
You'll recall a week ago tonight, in the 10-inning win down at Owine, Ian Smith did have a sacrifice suicide squeeze in that game. So that's perhaps in order in this situation as Smith slices the first one foul, landing on the fence just outside the Decorah dugout up the right side. And it's no balls and 1 strike. The home plate umpire all of a sudden out of baseballs. No balls, 1 strike, the count. Vikings have made Brady Thompson work in this game, as they are up to, or Thompson is up to 55 pitches in this game. Marlowe at third, Hogan at first. The pause by Thompson, and the 0-1 delivery is a fastball up. It's 1 ball, 1 strike, the count. Hogan, a couple of steps off of first. Marlowe, a couple of steps off of third. Thompson set. The 1-1 delivery is a swing and a foul right side out of play. That one into the parking lot on the first base side. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Thompson hasn't had a strikeout since the first batter of the game. That was against Kanoki. 1 and 2 the count, long pause, and the 1-2 delivery is a fastball up. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. One thing here on certain balls past the catcher, the way this brick backing below the protective netting plays, you do get some good caroms, so perhaps you can't be as aggressive as you normally would be here. 2-2 delivery, ooh, just missed. 3 balls, 2 strikes. It was down and away. And we go full on Ian Smith. So Thompson has gone full on the last 3 batters. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Thompson comes set. Hogan takes off. 3-2 pitch. Fouled third base side. So Hogan will head back to the starter's block on the third base or first base side perhaps. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes on Brady Thompson. Three and 2 with 1 down. Hogan, a couple of steps off of first. Marlowe, a couple of steps off of third. 7th pitch of the at-bat, and here's a ground ball up the middle. Fielded that by Thompson. He looked Marlowe back to third and threw to first base to retire Smith. And there's 2 down in the inning. Hogan advanced to second on the play. And now Dawson Hocklesvik with a 2-out RBI opportunity. He sacrificed a runner-up in the second inning. That's a 4-1 lead for Waverly-Shell Rock as we play the top half of the third inning. This would be a big time for Dawson Hocklesvic's first big varsity hit. The pitch, swinging a foul. Right side, out of play, or into the protective netting, rather. It's no balls, one strike. Ryan Thorsten hoping for a turn on deck. Thompson heading back to the windup with the second and third situation with one down. 0-1 delivery, swinging a foul back to the screen, so Dawson a little behind it. And it's no balls and two strikes to count. Marlowe off a third, Hogan off a second. Thompson gets the sign from Destival in the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Well, the Vikes have had their chances, but they've left 6 through 3. One hit, two left. We are 2.5 complete. Waverly-Shell Rock leading 4-1. Bottom of the third inning we go. It's a 4-1 lead for the Go-Hawks. Cole Havlovic, Tanner Krieger, and Hunter Destival to face John Will Jenkins. He's given up 7 hits, 4 runs, 2 earned. He's walked 1 and he struck out 2. He's already thrown 49 pitches through his 2 innings of work, and he also worked the final inning in 2/3 of game number 1. Havlovic looks at the first pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes. He grounded to short. His first time up in the first, 0 for 1. The 1-0 delivery, low and away, 2 balls and no strikes. I mentioned New Hampton and Waverly still tied in the loss column at with 3 losses. Owine now with 7 losses. The pitch, ground ball towards short. To his left is Hogan. It runs up his arm, and he won't have a play. So an E6 will allow Havlovic to reach 2 errors in this game for the Cora, 9 errors on the night. That's 9 errors in 9 defensive innings.
Into the plate, designated hitter number 8, Tanner Krieger.
And defense continues to be a struggle for Decorah this season. Quick move to first base, back to the bag, diving is Havlovic. Tanner Krieger is the batter. He singled and scored, part of 5 straight hits in the second inning. Four, 7-0 for the Go-Hawks. 1, 3-2 for Decorah. Short lead at first base by Havlovic. The pause by John Will, and the pitch, ground ball towards short, fielded there by Hogan. He'll have one play. It's to first base. Krieger retired by a step, with Havlovic moving to second.
Next up for the Go-Hawks. 1
down, runner at second. Hunter Destival, the batter. Destival singled and scored in the first. 1 for 1, or rather in the second inning, I should say. 4, 7-0 for the Go-Hawks. 1, 3-2 for Waverly-Shell Rock. The first pitch, check swing and a ground ball back to the mound. Jenkins will field and throw to first base to retire Destival. And Havlovic moves up to third on the play. The batter will be Jordan Chandler, singled and scored in the first, or rather in the second again. 1 ball, 1 for 1.
2 outs now for the Go-Hawks. Right fielder number 20.
I promise my brain will get out of 4th of July weekend mode here momentarily. Runner at third, 2 down. Chandler, the batter. He'll take the first pitch low and in the dirt. It got by Smith to his right, but Havlovic didn't have a great read on it. And he couldn't get out of the way of it. One and 0. Pitch outside corner for a strike. It's 1-1. Havlovic reached on an error, advanced to second on a ground out, advanced to third on another ground out. John Will trying to get out of the inning. 1-1, grounded foul. Third base side, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. After 5 straight hits in that second inning, John Will, against the middle of the order, got a ground out, a strikeout, and a strikeout to prevent any further damage. The 1-2 delivery just missed the outside edge. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Deuce is wild on the number 9 hitter in the Go Hawk lineup. And on deck is Graven, who's been on base a total of 6 times tonight. Ground ball toward short. Hogan will field. He'll wind up. He'll throw to first base, and the throw was high, and it pulled Marlowe off the bag. That allows Havlovic to score. And it's now a 5-1 lead for the Go Hawks.
Another run for the Go Hawks.
Runner at first, 2 down, 1 in. And Dalton Graven, who's been on base 6 times in the doubleheader, twice in this game, will be the batter. And a move to first base. Back to the bag, diving is Chandler. Graven a single to center in the first inning and a triple to right to knock in a run in the second inning. The pitch, swinging a foul back to the protective netting behind home plate. No balls and 1 strike. Move to first base. Back to the bag, diving is Chandler once again. So only 2 of the 5 runs have been earned, but they all count on the board. The runner goes halfway, pitch taken for a strike, and the throw was good enough as Chandler slipped between first and second. He had to hustle back to first. So it's no balls and 2 strikes to count. So Decora once again a strike away from getting out of the inning. The 0-2 delivery, runner goes, pitch low, and the pitch was low and in the turf, and taking second uncontested is Chandler. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. John Will in it for the sign from Smith, and the 1-2 delivery swung on and missed at a pitch in the dirt. Ian will pick it up and throw down to first base to Marlowe to officially record the putout. 1 run, no hits, 2 errors, and 1 left. We are 3 innings complete. Go Hawks leading 5-1.
They extend to a 5-1 lead going.
First pitch out of Ryan Thurston from John Stensland, who's on in relief of Brady Thompson. Here's ground ball toward short, picked up there by Dalton Graven. He'll throw to first base. He gets Thurston by a step. 6-3 put out to start things here in the 4th inning. 1 away. 5-1 Go Hawks. Thompson done after 3 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned. He walked 4 and he struck out 2. Vikes have had their chances here in game number 2, but Thompson was able to make the key pitch when it counted as curveball goes low to Minks, who walked in the second. Vikes left them loaded in the second inning, left 2 on in the third. They've left 6 on overall as pitch inside to Minksy. 2 balls and no strikes. And 3 of the 6 runners that they've left on base have been left in scoring position. And again, the defense hasn't helped Decora out at all. They've committed 3 errors thus far, leading to 3 of the 5 runs for the Go Hawks being unearned. Pitch a strike, it's 2-1. 2-1 with 1 down. The pitch swung on, fly ball. Center field should be routine for Havlovic. He'll make a 2-handed shoulder high catch in shallow center for the second out of the inning. So 2 down, and Joe Kanoki will stand in. Go Hawks leading 5-1 here in the 4th. Kanoki struck out swinging in the first and walked in the second. Kanoki bats from the left-hand side of the plate, and he'll swing and pop one out into shallow left field. Coming on the left fielder, Jackson Little. He'll make a head-high 2-handed catch in shallow left center. And for the first time of this game, the Vikes go down in order. 3 up, 3 down. We are halfway home in this game 2 of the Northeast Iowa Conference doubleheader. Go Hawks lead Decora 5-1. John Will Jenkins done after 3 innings. Tom Kanoki in relief for Decora. Kanoki coming off a victory on Wednesday afternoon against Waterloo Columbus. Kanoki 3-0 with a 2.33 ERA, 152 opponent's batting average against this year, 24 innings, 16 hits, 8 runs that have been earned, 12 walks, and 29 strikeouts. I believe this is the first time he'll throw in conference play against a conference opponent since relieving against Waukon, I think back on the 10th of June, if I'm not mistaken. Dalton Steer will greet him here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Steer, fielder's choice, run scored in the first and an infield hit in the second. First pitch low and away from Tom, 1 ball, no strike. So far this year, when Tom has started, he's been really good. He has struggled a bit when he has relieved this year. As the pitch outside. 2 balls, no strikes, the count on Dalton Steer. Camry Moore, John Burrish to follow. Go Hawks have scored in all but 1 inning in tonight's doubleheader. Good breaking ball over for a strike to the right-hand hitting Steer. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. They've done enough offensively to earn the right to get these victories as the pitch goes outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. But Decorah has also helped them out a lot. 10 errors in 9 defensive innings. The 3-1 delivery, swinging a pop-up, foul territory right side. Marlowe overcalls near the first base coaching box and makes a 2-handed head-high catch for the first out here in the 4th.
To the plate with 1 out for the Go Hawks. Second base.
1 down.
Camry Moore.
And the batter, Camry Moore, he walked in the first, grounded to third in the second inning. Go Hawks with 7 hits, Decorah with 3. A 5-1 lead for the Go Hawks. They took game number 1 by a 9-1 margin. And the first offering is low and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Pitch outside corner for a strike. Breaking ball outer edge. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. 1-1 delivery, low. It is 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1. Outside corner for a strike. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Kanoki trying to retire his 2nd consecutive batter. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count, and the pitch, just missed. 3 balls, 2 strikes to count. So full count from Kanoki to Moore, the number 3 hitter in the Go Hawk lineup. Righty-righty matchup, 3-2. Curveball, strike 3 called as Moore was fooled on that one. Looking for the express, got the local. 2 down, nobody on. Josh Burrish had an RBI single in the first, struck out swinging in the second. Those at-bats were against John Will Jenkins. This at-bat against Tom Kanoki, the sophomore right-hander. And the first one goes low. 1 ball, no strikes. 5-7-0 for Decorah. 1-3-3 for Decorah. Is 5-7-0 for the Go Hawks thus far. Pitch goes high. 2 balls, no strikes to count on Burrish. 2-0. And the pitch swung on, hit well towards center field. Retreating is Gabe Varney. He is under it. He lunges up and makes a head-high catch about 25 feet in front of the 380 sign and straightaway center field. Burrish gave it a ride, but Varney able to run it down. And for the first time in tonight's doubleheader, the Go Hawks go down in order. We move to the 5th. It's 5-1 Waverly-Shell Rock. 5th inning begins. First pitch low and in on Gabe Varney. 1 ball, no strikes. Varney, he grounded to second in the first and ended the second inning by grounding out to first. Pitch in there for a strike, 1-1. Stensland on in his second inning of relief. Here's ground ball to the right side. Charged there by Burrish on multiple hops. He'll take 1 step to his left and touch the bag to retire Varney. And Gabe now 0 for 3.
1 out now for Decorah. Then to the plate is designated hitter number 4, Dawson Meyer.
And Dawson Meyer will be the batter. He tried to spin away from a curve, but it curved over the plate for a strike, 0-1. 5-1 the score. As the Go Hawks on top, 1 in the first, 3 in the second, and 1 in the third. A curveball low. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Meyer singled and scored in the first and grounded to short in the third. Vikes had an early lead in this one, but the Go Hawks got that run back and got 3 more in the second inning. A curveball goes low. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitch, swinging a pop-up, left side of the infield. The shortstop, Dalton Graven, is under it. He makes the catch halfway between the mound and the regular shortstop position for 2 down here in the 5th inning.
Batting with 2 outs. Now for the Vikings is number 17, first baseman Jacob Marlowe.
2 down and nobody on. Marlowe will be the batter. He's been on base twice, an RBI single in the first, and a walk here in the third. 9-1 Waverly-Shell Rock-Game game number 1. 5-1 they lead it here in game number 2. Pitch in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. One hopper, in fact a 2 hopper toward short, and Graven. He'll throw on to first base to retire Marlowe, and for the second consecutive inning, the Vikes go down in order. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom of the 5th. It's 5-1 lead for Waverly-Shell Rock. Bottom of the 5th inning we go. It's a 5-1 lead for Waverly-Shell Rock. They are out hitting Decorah 7-3. Decorah out airing the Go Hawks 3-0. As pitch goes inside to Jackson Little, who's popped to short in the first, struck out swinging in the third. Tom Kanoki on in his second inning of relief against for John Will Jenkins. The pitch goes high. 2 balls, no strikes. John Will's 3 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, 2 earned, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. 2 balls, no strikes, and the pitch swinging a foul, pop up straight back and out of play. It is 2 balls and 1 strike from Kanoki to Little. Go Hawk pitching has been pretty solid. They've only given up 2 runs to Decorah in 19 turns at bat this season. As the pitch goes high and outside for 3 balls and 1 strike. Kanoki ready with the 3-1. Breaking ball caught the corner. Inside edge to the left-hand hitting Little, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the 3-1. Swinging a foul back to the protective netting behind home plate. So it's 3 balls, 2 strikes now. We're in the bottom half of the 5th inning. It's been an awfully comfortable night to watch some Northeast Iowa Conference baseball. Couldn't ask for a better start to your 4th of July weekend weather-wise. As pitch goes high from Kanoki, ball 4. Little at first, nobody out. Cole Havlovic will be the batter. Rounded to short in the first, reached on an error and scored in the third. Go Hawks won game 1 9-1, lead this one 5-1. Runner at first, nobody out. Havlovic stands in from the right-hand side, and Kanoki works out of the stretch for the first time, and a fastball is swung on and missed by Havlovic as he was trying to send that one towards the town of Bremer. No balls, 1 strike. The pause and the 0-1 delivery is high. Snap throw to first base, back to the bag, diving is Little. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is the second year in a row Decorah has played the doubleheader here at Waverly-Shell Rock. Just out of curiosity, I just sent Decorah Activities Director Adam Riley a text about that, and as another move to first, we'll send Little back to the bag. He said the change was made just a part of balancing out the schedule, because prior to this change, runner takes off 1-1. Chopper up the first base side. Fielded there by Kanoki. An overhand toss to first base. And Marlowe to retire Havlovic, with Little moving up to second on the play. He'll be there with one down. And Tanner Krieger, the batter. Krieger singled and scored in the second inning and grounded to short in the third. It's a 5-1 lead for the Go Hawks, bottom of the fifth. Prior to this change, it's about balancing the schedule. Decorah had either had 5 of 6 at home or 5 of 6 on the road to end the season. This way, it balances out 3-3. A curveball in there for a strike to Krieger. It's no balls and 1 strike. I knew Mr. Riley would have the explanation, and there it is. And it's logical and it's reasonable and makes a heck of a lot of sense. The 0-1 delivery, a curveball hits him, as that one got Kruger in the left shoulder. The good old curve that doesn't curve. A walk and a hit batter has put 2 runners on in the bottom of the 5th inning. And Hunter Destival will get a chance. Singled, his courtesy runner scored in the 2nd inning and grounded to the pitcher in the 3rd. Vikes had an early lead in this one. 2-out RBI single by Marlowe in the 1st to make it 1-0. Kanoki comes set. Righty-righty matchup. Pitch a strike outside half. No balls, 1 strike. Go Hawks got 1 back in the 1st inning on a Burrish RBI single. A throwing error by then pitcher John Will Jenkins scored 2 runs in the 3rd inning, and then an RBI triple by Graven scored the 4th run. That made it 4-1 after 2 as that one floats outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Go Hawks added another run on a Decorah error in the 3rd inning. So 2 of the 5 runs have been earned, but they all count on the board. 1 ball, 1 strike, count the pitch. Curveball in there for a strike. It's now 1-2 on Hunter Destival. Away from second is Little. Away from first is Krieger. Krieger was the winning pitcher in game number 1. The 1-2 delivery rolled towards second base. It's a slow roller. Joe's only going to have 1 play. He'll throw to first base to retire Destival. And there's 2 down here in the inning. Little to 3rd. Krieger to 2nd. 2 down. And the batter will be Jordan Chandler.
Number 20, Jordan Chandler.
Chandler's been on base twice. Singled to right and scored in the 2nd. Reached on an error in the 3rd. A 5-1 lead for Waverly-Shell Rock here in the bottom of the 5th inning. As the pitch missed outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Brady Thompson went the first 3 innings for Waverly-Shell Rock, and John Stensland has gone the next 2. John Will went the first 3 for Decorah. He also went the final inning in a 2/3 in game number 1. A foul ball off the bat of Chandler. It's 1-1. And Tom Kanoki on in his 2nd inning of relief. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. 1-1 delivery is up for 2 balls and 1 strike. Vikes will go on their annual trip. I think they're heading up to the Twin Cities in the morning. Taking in a Twins game, having a little fun. 2 balls and 1 strike to count in the pitch. Chopper over the head of Kanoki. Fielded at short by Hogan, but he won't have a play. An infield single for Chandler scores Little. And the Go Hawks extend their advantage to 6-1. A chopper, if Kanoki would have fielded it, they might have had a chance to get the out at first. But once it got over the head of Tom, it was going to be difficult to.
As we come back to the top of the lineup,
corral it. Dalton Graven will be the batter.
it's going to be the shortstop. Number 1.
He singled and scored in the 1st inning, had an RBI triple to right in the 2nd. John Will struck him out to end the 3rd. That was the first time he had been retired in the doubleheader, after reaching base 6 consecutive times. 6-1 lead for the Go Hawks, bottom of the 5th inning. Chandler at first, Krieger at 3rd. Kanoki ready, runner at first takes off. Smith catches the pitch outside and doesn't make a throw to second, so Chandler takes second uncontested. And it's 1-0 on Dalton Graven. 6-8-0 for the Go Hawks and 1-3-3 for Decorah. 1-0 sails outside for 2 balls and no strikes to count. We're at Wartburg College on the campus of Wartburg, and we're at Hurdle Field. Home field of the Waverly-Shell Rock-Game. The 2-0 delivery. Well outside for ball 3. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. (3-0). Just up for ball 4, so now they're loaded. Bases loaded, 2 down, and the batter is Dalton Steer. And out of the dugout comes Coach O to have a conversation with Tom Knoke. Knoke got the side down in order in the 4th inning. But Dalton Steer will bat with the bases loaded and 1 down here in the 5th. Steer reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the 1st. Infield hit in the 2nd. And fouled out to 1st in the 4th.
Number 11, Dalton Steer.
Bases loaded. 2 down. And Steer, 1 for 3, looks at a strike, nothing in 1. The Chandler RBI. Infield hit, extended the Go Hawk advantage in this one. A Steer with a healthy cut and no contact. And it's 0-2. Steer actually almost fell down on that swing as Knoke back to the windup. 0-2 delivery, and the pitch inside. Almost looked like Smith and Knoke might have been crossed up on that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 delivery, sails outside for 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Stand's going to be closing down pretty soon, so the last call for the concession stand if you want something over there.
2-2 the count, bases loaded, 2 down. Knoke ready, and the 2-2 delivery outside corner, strike 3 called. So Knoke gets out of the headache here in the 5th. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, 3 runners left. We head to the top half of the 6th inning. Go Hawks leading 6-1.
No errors for Decorah. 1 run.
A 6-1 lead for Waverly-Shell Rock as we go to the top half of the 6th inning. Vikes have only been able to muster 1 run tonight, and that came in the 1st inning. They scored 1 in game number 1 as well. One ball, no strikes to count on Hogan, who's 1 for 2 on the night. Healthy cut, no contact, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Hogan grounded to second in the 1st and singled to right in the 3rd. 6-8-0 for Waverly-Shell Rock. 1-3-3 for Decorah as the pitch goes high. Stensland has retired the 6 batters he has faced after Thompson struggled a little bit with his command through the first 3. Ground ball foul. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two. Curveball in the dirt. And now it's 3 balls, 2 strikes on Hogan. Smith and Hocklesvik will follow here in the 6th. Three-two. Down and in for ball 4. So Stensland allows his first base runner. That's the 5th walk here in game number 2. From Go Hawk pitching. And Andrew Bonelli will bat for Ian Smith here. Bonelli walked in his lone at bat in the 6th inning. Home plate umpire reports the change to the Go Hawk dugout. Here we go. Runner at first. The pause by Stensland in the pitch. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball from Benelli. No balls and one strike, Andrew. 0 for 4 on the varsity this year. As the breaking ball goes low and away. But he has drawn 3 bases on balls and make it 4 after that Game 1 walk in a pinch hitting performance tonight. Most of his time has been as a courtesy runner this year. 1-1 delivery is low. And in the dirt, it's 2 balls and 1 strike to count on Benelli. Hocklesvik in the on-deck circle. As the pitch swung on and missed, it is 2-2. There is action in the Decorah bullpen, and Ian Smith is warming up, and that's probably why Benelli is getting this at-bat. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. The 2-2 delivery, outside corner, strike 3 call. Solid fastball, and Benelli was looking for something else. 1 on, 1 out.
First out of the inning for the
So
Vikings.
Smith was warming up, and that's, I'm guessing, why Benelli got that at bat. And Dawson Hocklesvik will be the batter. Pitch low and away. And in the turf, 1 ball and no strikes. Hocklesvik sacrificed a runner up in the second, struck out swinging in the third. The 1-0 ground ball, left field side, backhand stop, made it short by Graven. He actually couldn't quite get there. And that's the first varsity hit for Dawson Hocklesvik. So first and second with 1 down, and the batter will be Ryan Thorsten, who flew out to left in the second and grounded to short in the fourth. 6-1. Waverly-Shell Rock here on the top of the 6th. Hogan at second, Hocklesvik at first. First pitch sails away from Stensland. 1 ball, no strikes. One thing I've noticed, just with some of these kids, it's just a mentality thing. The 1-0 delivery, swinging a foul away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Both Thompson and Stensland haven't had that A-plus command working out of the stretch as compared to when working out of the windup. The 1-1 delivery. Pitch low and in the dirt. Runner stay put. 2 balls and 1 strike. You go back to the second inning when Smith walked. 2 batters later, Minks and Kanoki walked with the bases loaded and 2 down. Thompson went from the stretch to the windup, and after he went to the windup, he was able to get the final out against Varney. Pitch a strike to Thorsten, so 2-2 on number 22 with 1 down. The runner at second, Hogan. The runner at first is Dawson Hocklesvik. And the 2-2 delivery, breaking ball low and away. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes now on Thorsten. So Stensland on the ropes here a little bit in the 6th, but he does have a 5-run advantage. Pitch inside corner, strike 3 call. So that's the second strikeout of the inning and the second strikeout overall for Stensland. And the batter is Cole Minks.
Number 12, Cole Minks.
Walked in the second, flew out to center in the 4th. Go Hawks leading 6-1 here in the top of the 6th inning. Hogan away from second and away from first is Hocklesvik. The pitch swung on and a ground ball up the middle. Diving stop made by Graven, but that's all he'll be able to do. He kept the ball on the infield and perhaps saved a run with the diving stop, but Minks is going to get an infield single, and the bases now will be loaded for Joe Kanoki. Kanoki struck out swinging in the first, walked in the second, flew out to left in the 4th. 6-1 Go Hawks, top half of the 6th inning, and now Stensland to the windup. And the pitch swung on, blooper out in the left center field. It'll land for a base hit. Hogan will score. Hocklesvik to the plate. He will score without a play. It's a 2-run single for Kanoki, and the lead cut to 6-3. So Kanoki goes the other way and gets a 2-run single. And the Vikes finally get some crooked numbers on the board. And Gabe Varney will look to keep it going. He comes to the plate representing the tying run. Varney is 0 for 3 in this game. Grounded to second in the first, to first in the second, and to first in the fifth. Breaking ball down and in, and Destival, very nice stop moving to his right. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Minks away from second and Kanoki away from first. The set by Stensland and the pitch. Here's a chopper right back to the mound, and Stensland will pick it up and throw to first base to retire Varney in the side here in the 6th inning. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, 2 runners left. We head to the bottom half of the 6th inning, and it's a 6-3 lead for Waverly-Shell Rock. The new pitcher in the game for Decorah is Ian Smith. He was warming up and got hit for in the top half of the 6th inning by Andrew Benelli. So he'll replace Tom Kanoki, who went 2 innings, gave up 1 hit, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and he also gave up a run. And with Ian going to the mound, that means Jace Johnson is coming in behind the plate. Ian, 4-1 on the season, 3.62 ERA. Opponents hitting 178 against him. 19 and a third inning, 16 hits, 10 earned runs, 14 walks, and 25 strikeouts. Good to see Jace Johnson back on the field after his injury situation a week ago tonight in Owine. It was a scary deal. Jace was catching the JV game, got hit in the cataract artery with a foul tip. He ended up collapsing in the dugout, and they got him back revived, took him to the Owine Hospital, and no damage to the artery, and he was okay to get going again on Tuesday night. But man, that was a scary situation. Camry Moore takes the strike, 0-1. Moore walked in the first and grounded to third in the second and struck out looking in the fourth. 6-3 Waverly-Shell Rock here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The pitch inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. And I know I don't mean to make too big of a deal about Jace's situation last week. Ian wheels and deals in the 1-1, swing and a miss. It's 1-2 now. But I really makes you appreciate athletic trainers, and even though he wasn't officially on duty, Jace's dad, Devin, got right into gear and helped calm down the situation. Swinging a foul right side, and in foul territory, Marlowe and Hocklesvik come over, but they can't quite get there, so it's still 1 ball and 2 strikes on Moore. I mean, that's the thing about athletic trainers. You hope every night on the field of competition that they're going to have a boring night. But the fact of the matter is, as 1-2 goes to Moore, low and away, it is 2 balls and 2 strikes. They're there if you need us, and especially with Devin. I mean, he was working on his own son that night, and he just got into work mode, and everything turned out to be all right. But I appreciate the folks like Devin and also Kelly Ruckert at the high school. The pitch swung on, popped up, foul ball, right side and out of play. So we'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And of course, the other folks from Wenatchee Medical Center, I know Jason Engelken, Nick Perch, part of that group, Megan Lyon, a part of that group, and we're blessed to have those folks because they're the unsung heroes of high school sports. Professionals to keep the kids healthy. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count, and the curveball swung on and missed. Smith strikes out Camry Moore, 1 down here in the 6th inning. And the batter is Josh Burrish. Burrish, an RBI single in the first, struck out swinging in the second, and flew out to center in the fourth. Decorah got 2 runs closer in the top half of this inning on a 2-run single by Joe Kanoki to make it 6-1. First runs Decorah has scored since Waverly scored 6 unanswered, starting in the bottom of the first inning. Healthy cut, no contact from Burrish. No balls and 1 strike. It'll be Meyer, Marlowe, and Hogan due in the top half of the 7th inning. The 0-1 curveball just missed the outside edge. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to count. One and 1 the count. Pitch low on a breaking ball. It is 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Smith in at Johnson for the sign. And the pitch inside again. Didn't miss by much. It's 3 balls and 1 strike to count. Smith wheels and deals, and 3-1. Ground ball left side. Backhand attempt by Hogan. He slows it down. That's all he'll be able to do. And Burrish has his second hit of the night.
Next up for the Go-Hawks.
A runner at first, 1 down. And Jackson Little will be the batter. One on, 1 out. Jackson Little popped to short in the first inning, struck out swinging in the second, walked and scored in the 5th. A 6-3 lead for Waverly-Shell Rock, and as Decorah got 2 runs closer, as the pitch swung on and missed by Little. As Decorah got 2 runs closer in the top half of that 6th inning, the margin a bit more comfortable thanks to that insurance run in the 5th for Waverly-Shell Rock. No balls and 1 strike, and the pitch a little bit low. It is 1 ball, 1 strike to count on Jackson Little. And Decorah will have 3, 4, and 5 due in the 7th inning, but work to be done before you get to that point. The 1-1 delivery is low. Ball got by Johnson a bit, taken off his Burrish, and he'll get to second base without a throw. Johnson was able to keep it in front of him. It caromed to his left, but by the time Jace got to it, Burrish, after a good secondary, gets up to second base. It's 2 balls and 1 strike count with 1 down. The pause by Ian, a look back at second, the 2-1. Swinging a foul back. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes now on Jackson Little. Away from second is Burrish. Smith gets the sign from Jace. And the 2-2 delivery. Curveball hit well down the right field line, but foul. Two balls, 2 strikes to count on Jackson Little with Havlovic to follow. The pause by Smith, the 2-2 delivery. Inside for 3-2 now on Jackson Little. Three balls, 2 strikes. Ian Reddy with the chest high set and the 3-2, swinging a foul back to the screen. So a good battle between Smith and Little. Sounds like a law firm. This will be the 8th pitch of this at-bat. Runner at second, 1 down, 6-3 go Hawks here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 3-2 again, curveball inside, ball 4.
2-1 now for the Go Hawks. And stepping to the plate is
Burrish at second, Little at first, Havlovic the batter. 6-3 go Hawks, bottom of the 6th. Havlovic grounded to short in the 1st, reached on an error in the 3rd, and grounded to the pitcher in the 5th. Smith delivers, and the pitch, he starts him with a strike, 0-1. This is Vikings Radio 1240, KDEC Decorah and KDECradio.com. Darren Swenson and Waverly tonight for Northeast Iowa Conference baseball. The 0-1 delivery, swing and a miss. Healthy cut, no contact from Havlicek, and it's 0-2. Go Hawks won first game 9-1. They lead this one 6-3. Vikings got an early lead in the first inning. Go Hawks scored 6 unanswered before the Vikings answered with a 2-out RBI single by Knoke in the top of the 6th inning. As a swing and a foul right side, not a play. That one goes through the trees and hops on the sidewalk and hops up into an eaves trough off to our right here on the roof. That was kind of goofy. No balls and 2 strikes. Count remains on Havlicek. The 0-2 delivery. Curveball fouled back. So Go Hawks, a team that doesn't strike out a ton. And the home plate umpire is tossing one of the baseballs out of play. Apparently it must have hit the small little stream that's adjacent here to the ballpark. Off to our right. I think everything's situated now. First and second with 1 down. Smith comes set. A look back at second in the 0-2 delivery, swinging a foul right side and out of play again. So, Go Hawks battling here at the bottom of the 6th inning. First and second, 1 down. And the pitch, swinging a foul back again. So 7 pitches here in the at-bat as a Go Hawk player retrieves the ball from the eavesdrop. Good hustle. No balls and 2 strikes, another curveball and another foul ball. So it's still 0-2, but Havlicek has fouled off 5 0-2 pitches now. First and second, 1 down. 6-3 Go Hawks. Bottom of the 6th, another 0-2 is a fastball low and away. So after all that, it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. But a long bottom of the 6th inning, and we're only on the 4th batter. Thanks to the Go Hawks fouling a ton of pitches off. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the 1-2 delivery. Inside corner, strike 3 called. Fastball in at the knees and on the inner half, and there's 2 down here in the inning. 2 down, runners at first and second, and the batter is Tanner Krieger. Singleton scored in the 2nd, grounded to short in the 3rd, and hit by a pitch in the 5th. A 6-3 lead for the Go Hawks. They're out hitting Decorah 9-6, and Decorah out erroring them 3-0. And a curveball low and away. Nice stop by Jaser to his right. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Pause by Smith, the 1-0. Good fastball, swung on and missed to Krieger. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Krieger singled and scored in the 1st, grounded to short in the 3rd, and hit by a pitch here in the 5th inning, up again here in the 6th. Pause by Smith, a look back at second, 1-1, swing and a miss. Good fastball again. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Ian has had to throw a lot of pitches, but he's 1 out away from being unscathed. The 1-2 delivery. Low in the dirt, it hops to the right of Johnson. So the runners will move up. Ian Smith's next offering will be his 33rd pitch of the inning. Second and third now with 2 down, and the deuce is wild on the Go-Hawk designated hitter. The pitch low and away, and now we're 3 balls, 2 strikes on Tanner Krieger. Smith in for the sign from Johnson. Comes set. And the 3-2 offering swung on, and a looper out in the left field. After it is Hogan, he can't get there. Burrish will score. Coming to the plate is Little. He will score as well. 2 insurance runs thanks to Tanner Krieger's 2-out RBI single. And the Go-Hawks now lead it by an 8-3 margin. And Hunter Destival will try to keep it going as Jace Johnson and Ian Smith meet at the bottom of the mound to make sure they're on the same page.
And now batting for the Go-Hawks is the catcher, number 13, Hunter Destival.
Destival 1 for 3. Swing and a miss, 0-1. A single and a run scored in the second. A ground out to the pitcher in the third, and grounded out to the second baseman in the fifth. The pause, the 0-1. Outside and low, and the runner takes off, and taking second uncontested will be Krieger. 1 ball, 1 strike count. This is Vikings Radio, 1240 KDEC Decorah and KDECradio.com. In case I didn't give the station ID, which I think I did, but you know how the bureaucrats are. 1-1 delivery, swing and a miss. At a hanging curveball, it's 1-2 now on Destival. So John Will Jenkins gives up 5 runs, 2 earned. Tom Kanoki gives up an earned run. And now Ian Smith gives up an earned run, or 2 earned runs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The lead back up to 5 for the Go-Hawks. Pitch low and away, or actually taken for strike 3. So Destival strikes out to end the threat. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. Vikes with a lot of work to do. They trail 8-3 going to the top of the 7th. Vikes trail by 5 as we go to the 7th inning. John Stensland on for his 4th inning of work since the starter, Brady Tapson, only went 3. Stensland is the pitcher of record for Waverly-Shell Rock. 8-10-0 for the Go-Hawks, 3-6-3 for Decorah. Dawson Meyer 1 for 3 on the night. Singled and scored in the 1st inning. Rounded to short in the 3rd and popped to short in the 5th. Pitch outside corner for a strike, 0-1. And the 0-1 delivery is low. It is 1 ball, 1 strike. Vikes scored 2 in the 6th on a Joe Kanoki 2-out, 2-run single. It was a 2-out single by Marlowe in the 1st. In between that, Go-Hawks scored 5 runs. Or 6 runs, I should say. The pitch inside. And the 2 runs the Go-Hawks gave up in the top of the 6th. They got back offensively in the bottom of the 6th. 2-1, swinging a foul at the plate. It is 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Marlowe and Hogan will follow. Here in the 7th inning, Go-Hawks trying to complete the season sweep of the Vikings. Possibility of these teams meeting again on the 18th of July in the district final. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the 2-2 delivery, ground ball toward short, a 2-hopper fielded there by Graven. He'll throw on to first base to retire Dawson Meyer. 1 down here in the 7th inning.
1 out for Decorah.
Jacob Marlowe singled to right in the 1st, walked in the 3rd, grounded to short in the 5th. Vikes with 6 games remaining after this. We'll go into the final 6 with a 14-11 record. Pop up on the infield. Graven, the shortstop, under it. In the vicinity of the second base bag, will make the catch about 15 feet to the left of it. And there's 2 down, and the last hope for the moment for Decorah.
2 outs for Decorah. And batting
Is Brandon Hogan. Hogan grounded to second in the first, singled to right in the third, walked and scored in the sixth. He's been on base 4 of the 5 times he's been up here in the doubleheader. As Hogan swings the first one, pops one towards second. Camry Moore catches, and that's the ball game. Waverly-Shell Rock with a doubleheader sweep of Decorah. They win this one 8-3. 8 runs, 10 hits, no errors, and 9 left for Waverly-Shell Rock. 3 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors, and 8 left for Decorah. The winning pitcher, John Stensland, the losing pitcher, John Will Jenkins. So Decorah drops to 14-11 and 6-10 in conference play. Waverly-Shell Rock now 19-8 and 11-3 in conference play. Many people thank for making the broadcast possible. First and foremost, our advertisers, the good sports-minded people who helped us bring the game wherever you were tonight. Without their help, this coverage would not be possible. So as always, we encourage you to support the businesses who support local high school sports. And lastly, and most importantly, we thank you, that's right, you the listener, for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. If not the outcome, Go Hawks win Game 1 9-1 and win Game 2 8-3. We'll be with you again on Tuesday night as Decorah travels to Clayton Ridge to take on Clayton Ridge and Elkader Central. There's no lights on that field, so that'll be a 6 o'clock start for that one. So for our entire KDEC broadcast team, Darren Swenson saying have a safe and happy 4th of July weekend, because next week we want to be talking to you and not about you. We'll be with you again Tuesday night. Go Hawks win them both 9-1 and 8-3 tonight. Thanks a bunch for tuning in. We'll talk to you again on Tuesday night. Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Go Hawks win 2 here tonight.